My name is Joanna Geigner, and this is my coming out story. Not actually mine per se, but it's a coming out story from a parent's perspective. Because maybe more truthfully, it's a what to expect when you're not expecting this. Because really, in the last 17 years, they didn't have a chapter in the expecting books about what to do when your child tells you the doctors got it wrong. Consent. This talk wouldn't be possible without consent, specifically my kids. I never realized how important consent is. As parents, we tell stories about our kids all the damn time. But this story and these pictures are his, and I'm grateful for my brave boy for accommodating his mother's crazy schemes. After you give birth, there's a doctor or a nurse that'll say it's a boy or it's a girl, and there's a lot riding on that pronouncement. An entire already built path for your kid and your family starts at that point. Even when you think you're raising a child without society's gender stereotypes, there's still a clear path, and it starts with the birth announcement. When my kid was a toddler, I found it almost impossible to find anything that wasn't pink for girls or blue for boys. Infants are easy to get clothes for. Onesies are onesies, sleepers are sleepers. But to not dress your child in the color of their gender, you have to cross the aisle. And I asked myself, why didn't I buy the Spider-Man instead of the Hello Kitty? But 20/20 vision is only available for the life you've already lived. You raise your child and you tell them you can be anything. And as parents, we are sincere about this. We really believe it. Our child can be anything. We do the best we can and we let our kids grow up like we really have a choice. That's a hard lesson as a parent. There really isn't a choice. If there was, it's not ours to make. And sometimes, even being within the acceptable boundaries of a gender stereotype, our kids find ways of breaking the mold, twisting the stereotype, tweaking it just a little. And I completely encouraged it. I cheered it on. I wanted my kid to be that kid. And here's the part of the story where y'all say, be careful what you wish for. While I was pregnant, my husband and I had a $5 bet going. I said we were going to have a boy, and my husband said, yeah, no, we're going to have a girl. So when the nurse on that September afternoon in 2001 said, it's a girl, we thought that was that. And little did I know, 13 years later, I'd be collecting my $5 back. All the parents have a heart drop moment when your kid comes to you and says, hey, Mom, can I talk to you? Can I tell you something? And sitting in a truck driving to back to school hair appointment, because yeah, school was starting the next day, the first day of 8th grade. My kid survived 2 years of middle school, and I just wanted a happy, stress-free year. And then came, I think I'm a boy. No, I know I'm a boy. But what does that mean? Which is about all I could say as I was attempting not to crash the truck, because I just wanted to stop and hug my kid, but the drivers behind me on Lincoln Avenue, I don't think they'd appreciate that. Well, Mom, I have a new name, and I want everybody at school to call me that, and I have new pronouns. I'm going to use he, him. And I look back through my kids' art and I find these things that scream out at me, and they told me the path that we were walking down was false. But then again, those 20/20 glasses I talked about, those were in the shop that day. One of the things it also means is you have to rethink your holiday decorations. I guess a lot of us have customized decorations, and guess what? And school pictures? Oh, no. It means you're going to have really tough talks with your family and with friends and with coworkers and with the nice waitress at your favorite breakfast place, because every time your kid's face lights up when somebody gets it right is so totally worth it. And you really want to hold on to that, especially when you see the tears forming when somebody gets it wrong. And you'll learn phrases like love is love and don't be your child's first bully, and we tend to call ourselves mama bears. But I think of myself as a mama wolf. We're a pack. You hurt one of our kids, you insult one of our kids, you tell one of our kids they don't belong there. You've said that to all of our kids, and look how sharp our teeth are, and look what big claws we have. But that's kind of the point. My kids are just like your kid. That's what I'm saying. My family's no different than yours. Our kids, they want to play video games. They want to learn to drive and go to Steak and Shake after the game on Friday nights and stay up late and make friends and not get hassled for reasons. It means really teenagers are teenagers. They're exuberantly happy one moment and oh my God, leave me alone, broody the next. No matter what we see in the past, it's what's in front of them that we need to focus on. And now, what it means is we travel up to Chicago every 12 weeks to make sure he gets proper medical care. And it means using a lot of benefits that we're thankful for that a lot of transgender people don't have. And it means navigating a lot of front offices with, please don't use that name. And yeah, he's a boy, regardless of what your computer says and regardless of what the insurance company says. And when someone says to you, we've had a bit of a transition in our household, celebrate with them. It's an act of bravery. There's no guarantees of safety. A person stepped forward and said, this is who I am. I accept me, who I am. That act of bravery is committed all over the world every day, and we need to embrace it, and we need to celebrate it. In the musical Hamilton, at the end of the first act, Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton do a duet. They're singing to their respective children. And Hamilton sings to his son Philip. He tells him how much in awe he is, how proud he is, and how much in love with his son he is, which as a parent, I so totally get. My son and his generation are coming of age soon. And I can't tell him what our country's going to look like, what he is coming of age to, but I do know, and I can state with absolute certainty, that my son and his generation are going to blow us all away. Thank you.